Right here first today at 5 o'clock, one officer is out of surgery. The second Metro officer out of the hospital after both were shot last night during an arrest in the Smoketown neighborhood. It is our top story. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Emma Gefter join us live where that shooting happened. So, Ian, who were officers arresting last night? Tell us again. It was for a stolen car?
That's right, Connie. Jeremiah Thompson, he was 19 years old, accused of stealing a Kia that showed up on this street. Officers came here because they got a tip. This is Rose Lane Street. You can see that the tape from the crime scene last night is still up. This is right near Mazik Middle School. And if you look from last night's video, you can see that LMPD swarmed the area after a single bullet hit one suspect, and officers Laxman, Akaria, and Brendan Kerner. Police say Thompson fired the gun as they held him to the ground. Thompson, the suspect, took a bullet to the chest. The shot also hit Officer Akaria's leg and Officer Kerner's hand. That hand required surgery, as LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey told us today.
They are doing well. Officer Laxman has been released from the hospital last night, and Officer Kerner went through surgery just a couple of hours ago for the injuries that he sustained to his hand. And we hope that he is released from the hospital shortly. Very, very proud of these officers. There's another officer that was out there with them doing proactive work. That's exactly what this community needs.
And LMPD Chief there, Paul Humphrey, also said those officers are in good spirits even after their injuries. Now, that third officer he mentioned that was involved in this arrest, he was not injured in that scenario. Thompson is charged with assaulting officers, evading arrest, and stealing that 2018 Kia. I'm live in the Smoketown neighborhood for WHAS 11. Ian Hardwitt on your side.
All right, Ian, thank you so much. Well, LMPD also revealed a new crime reduction strategic plan. It's a guideline of what they expect from each division within the city as they gear up to reduce violent crimes and earn community trust.
The police chief, mayor, and several members of administration say they are working together to arrest and rehabilitate felony offenders. Jose Alonso and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton tell us more about that.
The Louisville Metro Police Department is announcing a change on approaching violent crimes, repeated offenders, and community outreach. Chief Paul Humphrey made clear they are using stats to direct officers into the new year.
To give that tool to officers to be able to solve people's problems on a larger scale is what this is about. So you're going to see us doing proactive police work, which means that we're going to lock people up. That's an enforcement thing, as well as proactively contacting people to understand what their problems are and get them taken care of.
LMPD's strategic plan tasks each division to build trust within their area. We spoke with a community leader who says actions speak louder than words. Founder of the Millennium Enterprise Foundation, Will Pitts, says he's invited LMPD to several events like his upcoming Cut Out the Beef, an event where youth can get free haircuts and open up to barbers about violence they've experienced.
Let's see if the data works. Let's see if the data tells us they're actually doing the thing that's super positive and it's clearing up the deaths and people are getting back to living and having fun in the city of Louisville.
Pitts has seen the impact violence can have on his community, and he's brought in several organizations like London's Barbershop to let youth open up about trauma.
Don't feel alone is what I tell the kids, because I have trouble sleeping at nights. I can't unsee when I go and see kids in the hospital, ears are shot off, shot through the cheeks, one through the head. So I can't unsee that. So, but it affects me daily.
We asked Chief Humphrey about tasking each division to expand on community relationships.
So that is on those division majors to come up with those plans of how they're going to make sure that officers have the time that is allotted to them and give them the direction.
Mayor Craig Greenberg also encouraged the public to engage with LMPD and even consider a future position in law enforcement to combat short staffing. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 on your side.
Now, coming up here very first at 5:30 on WHAS 11 News, the mayor and the police chief together. Craig Greenberg and Paul Humphrey are going to join us for a live extended interview. We'll have an update on last night's shooting of the two police officers that happened after police pulled over that reported stolen car. Plus, they'll explain the department's new crime plan. It is live right here tonight at 5:30.
We've got a weather impact alert day coming up, and Doug Prophet is excited about it.
That is a winter sky we are showing you live. What a great sunset, and the winds kicked in today. You really, you were right, Ben, when you told us a couple days ago. Find the layers, make sure they're with you, because I found I was putting them on throughout the day.
I feel like you're feeling the change in your bones, Doug. You're feeling that it's coming. Yeah. Take a look. We have the snow pretty much the closest that we've seen in a long time, starting to move into northern Illinois. So that batch is going to be dropping over us tomorrow, especially during the late afternoon and evening time. So the chances of some snowflakes continuing to go up for our area tomorrow, as the winter-like conditions will be arriving tonight, already getting chillier out there. It was about 15 degrees cooler today than yesterday, and then tomorrow is going to be feeling about 20 degrees cooler, in the 40s for this evening, and then dropping down to the 30s tonight and breezy. Notice we have some flurry possibilities here early tomorrow morning, especially along and north of I-65, and then into the daytime tomorrow, staying mainly dry through a portion of the afternoon, and then seeing the snow dropping into our area late tomorrow afternoon into the evening time. Now, air temperatures and ground temperatures will be above freezing, so this will be melting on contact. Really little to no impact from this as far as the road conditions, other than being wet out there. The big impact being ready for the cold winds out there for tomorrow. So we're looking at temperatures right now in the 50s, a bit of a breeze out there as well, coming in from the west at around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Dropping down with a few flurries overnight, early tomorrow morning to a low of 37. It's going to feel colder than this, basically at or below freezing all day tomorrow, so be prepared for that with that wintry mix off and on. We will keep the cold winter-like conditions for Friday, but things will improve for this weekend. We'll have a lot more coming up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ben.
Well, tonight, the Javon Company in Clifton is continuing its in-person outreach to the many Clifton residents impacted by last Tuesday's explosion at their plant on Payne Street.
That blast, as you know, killed 2 workers from the company, and the company has been criticized for its slow response to the neighbors. WHAS 11 Alex Dieter has been following the company's new efforts since the tense community meeting on Monday. And Alex, are you seeing any more people turning out today than yesterday? I know they just got this kicked off yesterday.
Right, Doug. Last night we saw about a couple dozen people come in and out, and today this mobile office hour started around 4 this afternoon, and we've probably seen about 10 to 20 people coming in and out, getting off of work and trying to get answers. Here at United Crescent Hill Ministries is where 2 Javon representatives are working face-to-face with residents who are still having questions and need answers, who were impacted by last Tuesday's explosion. So right now, tonight until 7 p.m., those Javon representatives will be answering those questions. They've been giving out gift cards, mental health resources, and even their own phone number for these impacted residents to call if they need any extra resources. We did speak with a resident just a few moments ago who lives behind the plant and described the moments the explosion happened, with glass blowing at him and his dog. And he said he's reassured to see that Javon is here in the neighborhood talking to residents.
To be honest, it means that we have someone that cares. They heard our requests, they heard our wants, and this is a pliable reaction to those wants.
And we've been hearing the same message echoed from other residents who are walking out and telling us that they did get the resources they need. And a quick reminder that until 7 tonight, Javon representatives will be here at United Crescent Hill Ministries. And then there are 2 other mobile office hours for you to attend. That will be Friday at the same place from 3 to 5 in the evening. And then Saturday, the final of the 4, which will be from 10 in the morning until noon. And this, of course, these mobile office hours are a response from Monday's meeting, where residents were telling Javon President and Leonard that they needed more answers and more community impact. So we'll see that final 2 meetings wrap up Friday and Saturday. We'll hear more from residents and the former Javon President tonight on the night team. For now, in the Clifton neighborhood with photojournalist Aspen Hester, Alex Dieter, WHAS 11 on your side.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. Workers at the new Hardin County Blue Oval SK battery plant are trying to join the United Auto Workers Union. The $6.1 billion plant is adding an estimated 5,000 jobs to Hardin County. Previously, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear has said the plant will not be unionized due to an agreement between Ford and the UAW. But now, a supermajority of workers at the plant have signed union authorization cards and are now launching a public campaign to join the UAW.
Also here tonight, a Clarksville, Indiana teacher is being sued for alleged inappropriate communications with a young student. A lawsuit was filed in Clark County that outlines the allegations against Connor Page. Page was a middle school teacher, math teacher at Clarksville Middle School. A parent is claiming that their minor child was manipulated and harassed by the teacher, claiming he sent and received inappropriate messages and followed her home from school. According to the Carl Truman Law Office, there were warnings sent to both the principal and the counselor that were ignored.
A controversial solar panel farm will not come to Jefferson County, Indiana after a council vote. Orion Renewables is asking, or was asking, for more than 2,000 acres of solar panels, about 30 minutes west of Madison, Indiana. But critics argued the project would disrupt farm animals and bring down property values. The board voted to deny the application. Again, a no vote stops the solar panel farm near Madison, Indiana.
Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman says a dozen counties have been selected for a post-election inquiry now. Now, the counties were selected at random, according to the Attorney General of Kentucky: Callaway, Jefferson, Davis, that's the Owensboro area, and Jessamine. Also Boyle, Barron, Warren, and Campbell counties, and then including Metcalfe, Edmondson, Lincoln, and Trigg counties, Trigg County in far western Kentucky. Well, the inquiries will be conducted by the Attorney General's Department of Criminal Investigations to determine if any irregularities took place during our general election earlier this month. And on the WHAS 11 Night Team at 11, we're digging into the specific election problems uncovered in Louisville. We had the most in the state. Plus, we'll have a reaction to this audit.